For me, it comes down to we were ready to fight. We were ready to compete. We were ready to go toe-to-toe with a really competitive side in Charlotte in terms of how they show up and how they play. We absolutely had to be at our best, but not just at our best in possession or at our best in the final third or at our best when we had the ball, but we had to be at our best in terms of competing. And it shows what we're capable of when we show up and we absolutely put in a shift in terms of work and we compete. We're a top team.
Kind of going back to the first goal, obviously Gino getting on the score sheet is very big for you and for him.
Yeah.
But the old adage goes, goals change games. You guys kind of set the tone for the rest of the first half, leading up 1-0. How big was that goal in the grand scheme of things?
I think it gave us confidence for one, and it shows we did some things under a really organized press to get out and create chances, but then we were also smart when we couldn't really play out to put the ball in areas where maybe we win it and play from there. But I think obviously the goals change games. They give us that confidence, but I'm also excited with the number of chances we created. And we created, I know the scoreline was 2-1, but I would say if you took the balance of chances, we could have 5 goals. We could have 6 goals. And so, as we get better and better and more confident in front of goal, we're looking to put in, 3-4 of those 5-6 quality chances. So I'm happy with the group in every aspect. That was the group going forward, but then how we defended, the work we did in transition, when we lost the ball and the running back and that's suffering for the group, right? That is work, and if you don't do it, chances are a team at the level of Charlotte's going to score, and we were determined.
Kind of talking about the defensive aspect of things. Yeah. Obviously, Owen coming into the back line. He's played there before, but he hasn't been starting there. Yeah. And then Rafa getting hurt, having Andres come in. Just talk about how those guys stepped up in the center back roles.
I think it's always the next man up with our group. We're so fortunate that we have quality players in Owen, in Tico, who can step in and I don't think we lost a beat. They were ready, and then that's the other thing. That's a credit to them, right? Sometimes you're not, in Tico's case, he wasn't selected to start, but as soon as he came in, there was no drop in level. He was ready. That says a lot about Tico as a person, as a competitor. And then Owen stepped up tonight, was fantastic. He's just a very smart player. And, the more and more games he gets, the better and better he gets. And I would also say AJ and Anderson. Just AJ was so good tonight. Anderson was so good tonight. Beto defensively, just the work that they were willing to do. They just didn't want to concede a goal.
Aside from getting the W, how is this game a rebound from your performance against UAB?
Well, I think we did in this game what we didn't do at the right level in the UAB game. When you look at the UAB game, I think we had about 70% possession. So somewhere, I think it was actually 65% possession, and but didn't transition well. There were big moments in that game where we were going to have to work, and where UAB got chances, and we didn't quite recognize those moments. So I think it's always a process of you evaluate your last game, and that gives you an idea of what you're going to do in your next training session, and then you have to do better. And so for me, I'm really happy with the response. The response in terms of what we put our attention to as well.
Take me through that game-winning goal there with Lucca Dourado. Ended up getting posted on the NCAA's main soccer Twitter account. I mean, who knows? Maybe we might see him on the SportsCenter Top 10 later. But take me through that goal.
So I don't know how it originated, but it came down the left side, and then it was a diagonal ball to the back post. We caught them shifting over a little bit. There really wasn't that much space, and honestly, that ball was probably an inch from going over the line. Lucca, smart, knows where to position himself, he was ready when that ball got pulled back, and just he can be in front of goal as a potent finisher.
Kind of looking at after that goal, defending for the last 15 minutes, there were kind of moments where players were coming down and then immediately turning the ball over back to Charlotte, giving them more opportunities. What was the kind of strategy within the last 10 minutes, especially with possession in their final third?
Well, there were probably one or two moments towards the end I would have been happier had we just kind of taken the ball to the corner and just tried to waste a little bit of time. But at the same time, if you do cut inside and you do score, then the game's probably over, right? And I've actually been in a situation where I'm screaming at a player in a championship game to go to the corner because there's 5 minutes left, and he cuts inside and he scores, and I'm like, forget it, never mind. and so, I mean, I ideally we keep the ball better in those moments, honestly, and we create a really good opportunity, or at least we don't turn over possession when we're not all squeezed up and in a really good position. So there were a couple moments where we got transitioned on, but our guys handled those moments really, really well.
Kind of looking at this team, it seems like there's two versions of this team right now, with and without Gino Beebe, offensively specifically.
Yeah, it helps a lot.
And not only that, but he's tracking back defensively, he's giving you a shift everywhere. How important has he been to this team when he's playing, and how important has it been for when he's not playing, that this team hasn't been able to kind of find that rhythm offensively?
Yeah, I think what Gino does is Gino beats a player, and Gino in beating a player, sometimes that's us breaking their press, right? Charlotte had a very organized press, it was difficult to break, but in Gino and Lucca, Dourado and Mao, Oscar, when we broke that press, then now their back line was pretty high, and we could threaten. And then Gino can create for himself, and he can create for others. So he's often the one breaking the pressure, and then once we break that pressure, now we have the ability to hurt a team, and he's really important in those moments. So, and sometimes that's a little lower on the field, sometimes it's higher on the field, right, where he'll beat an outside back, he'll cut inside and skip past 2 or 3 people, and then they're not sure who should step out, who should drop, and he'll create something maybe on the other side. So he's really important in creating stuff for himself and for others.
Kind of looking at the last 2 games of the season, you're at Tulsa, you're home here against USF. They're basically must-win games for you right now in terms of getting good seeding in the conference. How big was this in the grand scheme of things to get 3 points here at home, considering this is your penultimate game at home?
No, it's massive. Our backs are against the wall, and we know it. This team's good when it comes to pressure. I think we like pressure. I think it makes us a little better. So, we continue now. We've got to go to another really good team in Tulsa, and we've got to do something similar to what we did here. Be ready to compete at the highest possible level and bring our quality to it as well, and how we want to play. But I think we're excited for it. We want to continue our season. We don't want our season to come to an end.
You have wins on your belt against FIU, now number 13 ranked Charlotte, losses against FAU and UAB. Can you talk about how just top to bottom difficult this American Conference is this season?
Yeah, I think each team presents different issues and different problems, and some of them we've dealt with well. Some of them maybe we didn't play a full game in some of those early conference games. So, I mean, there's so many good teams, and they all play a little bit different. You have teams that are somewhat more direct. You have teams that want to play and build out of the back. There's a lot of quality teams, and honestly, they all present different problems, and we have to solve them.
Little unsung hero tonight in the form of Lucas Maurer. Got an assist on both goals tonight.
Fantastic.
Can you talk about his performance tonight?
No, he came in and he was excellent, and I think was able again, similar to Gino in that he can create. He's incredibly strong, powerful guy. Can skip past people. Can also hold up the ball for us, and sometimes when the ball goes long and you need someone to compete for the ball and hold it up and then be able to find options so we can continue to progress. He does that, but also in and around the goal, he's dangerous. And he's dangerous in a little different way to Gino, right? He's not quite as quick, but he's powerful and he's strong. He can come inside on his left foot. He can go down the line with his right foot. So he's playing really well.
How important has it been for Gino and Lucca to be playing together? Because Lucca, of course, is one of your biggest shooters, but it seems like they're just get into another gear when they play together.
Yeah, I think when we can get a consistent lineup, I think this has also been something that's difficult for us this year. Is, you know, if you look like game to game, there's a lot of different lineups that have been put out there, and part of that has been injuries. But when we can put a consistent lineup together and they get some cohesiveness between them and a little bit better understanding, I think you start to see them find each other more. And so we need to continue to do that and continue to be able to find the relationships between those players.
What do you want your team to take with them from tonight's game into these final two games against Tulsa and USF? And kind of in a similar vein, what does this team need to do in order to make the conference tournament?
Show up and compete at the highest level. Show up and work and be willing to suffer for it, because I think if you've got a big purpose, you're willing to suffer, right? And I think this team has a big purpose, and we know what we're capable of, and now we just have to be willing to do the parts of the game that are difficult, the most difficult. And if we do that, then that actually allows us to be able to play in this way where we're able to build out from the back, keep possession, create lots of chances. But I think if we're taking one thing from this game, is if you do those things, that's the foundation for you to be able to do the stuff that you like and the stuff that you enjoy more.
Thank you, Coach.
All right.
Through tonight and the game-winning goal.
Tough game. You know, we knew that it was going to be a big game, a great opponent. You know, they're ranking number 14 or 13, so we knew it was going to be a good game. And we had nothing to lose, and all we were thinking about was winning it. That's what we did tonight.
Coach talked about how you really know how to position yourself for these sorts of goals. Can you just kind of elaborate on that and how you position yourself for that goal?
Well, during the week, you know, it's a lot of talking, a lot of video. You know, they put in me to see how can I position myself better to score more. You know, and you know, during practice, you know, I always do the movements, always trying to get better every day. And you know, when you train hard, you know, the game, everything goes well, and everything do what you did in practice. So that's what I do, man. That's what I do. I score goals, and let's do more.
What do you think is the difference in your game and the team's game when Gino is on the pitch versus off? Because Gino, of course, helped assist you on that goal.
We love to play with him. I love to play with him. You know, as you can see, we have lots of connection. He has a lot of assistance to me. You know, we make a great connection there at the front, and having him as a partner in the team, as a friend, you know, he's been working hard to come back 100%, you know, fitness and stuff, and no, he's great, and I love to play with him. Hopefully we go further so I can enjoy more with this last time with him.
In what ways is this, besides getting the W, is this match a rebound from your UAB match?
Oh yeah, it's a relief, you know. We go for two more finals, you know, against Tulsa and then USF here, but against UAB we were a little bit, you know, sleepy, and now we come here at home and we win. It's a great feeling. Gives us a lot of confidence to go to the next game and win.
Can you talk about how difficult it's been to play in this American? I mean, you get wins against FIU, number 13 ranked Charlotte, losses with FAU and UAB. I mean, it kind of feels like chaos.
Oh yeah, it's a great conference now. You know, lots of big teams, and there's a lot of teams good. You know, FIU, Tulsa is still good, SMU, you know, Charlotte. So it's a big conference, and there's no easy games for us.
Lucas Morrow got you both assists on both of them. Can you just talk about what it's been like to play with him this season?
He's a great kid. You know, we always talk about like today you're gonna give assists, today you're gonna give assists, and today he did two. He's a great player. We love him. We love to play with him. He has a good mentality. You know, he always gives everything for the team, and that's what we did today.
You got your last two matches of the season against Tulsa and USF, must-win scenarios to make the conference tournament. What do you think this team needs to take with them from tonight's match in order to get those wins against?
That's what we did today. You know, we compete, we defend like it was our last game. You know, and we did well, you know, and that's what we have to bring to the next 2 games.
Good.
Thank you,
Luca.
Luca.
Incredible sensations. I think it was a tough game. Credit to Charlotte, they did a really good job, but I think we really had a good performance today. I think we were wise enough to control the second balls. I think we were wise enough to control the transition, and we were able to put 2 balls in the net, and happy for the victory.
I mean, you have wins against FIU and number 13 Charlotte, losses against FAU and UAB. I mean, this American Conference has seemed like chaos ball this season. Talk about what it's been like to play in this conference.
It's like a roller coaster. Even though we don't want it to be that way, it's happening that way, and we gotta get used to it. We gotta adjust, and we gotta keep competing the best that we can. I think we can improve a little bit in the control of the game, but at the end of the day, we're trying to play the best soccer to get a good result, and happy that we were able to get it today.
Aside from it today being a win, how do you think this game is a rebound from a UAB match?
It is in every way, emotionally, in the spirit of the team. I think even though our belief in us, it was intact before the game. Right now we have the confidence and the joy that we were able to have a great victory today, and that we're still alive in the conference, and we're gonna go and keep fighting for a spot to the tournament.
You guys really balled out today, and it's no secret that Charlotte's a really great team. So just walk me through some of the challenges you guys faced tonight.
Well, there were I think when we kind of had control in the second half, and we were trying to maybe find our second goal. They were able to find a goal, and obviously that's not the scenario that we wanted. But I mean, we had to adjust. We had to make some changes, and we had to keep fighting. And I think it was a tough game. I think that was a really challenging moment in the game, but we were able to push through it and find a second goal. And credits to Lucca, to all the players that were involved in the play, and we're happy that we got a victory.
How important has looking for that second goal been for you this season? Because it seems like when you really had to work at defending for a while, and hearing on the broadcast, it's how it kind of gets a little tiring. And so as Charlotte gets more desperate, you guys are being worn out from defending. So how important has it been to find that second goal for you guys this season?
It's great. I think because it shows resilience from our part. I think it shows that we're resilient enough to keep fighting even though we get scored on. And that's not obviously the scenario we want. We always want to have a clean sheet, but even though the other team finds a way to score, we have the toughness to keep going, to stay calm, to stay poised, keep going, keep fighting, and we're able to win the game. If it has to be that way, it has to be that way. Obviously, we try always to be. We try to have it under control, but sometimes the nature of the game is transition. The nature of the game is big balls. We gotta be a team that adjusts to whatever the game throws, and I think that's something we did good today.
Lucas Mara ended up being an unsung hero tonight in a way, getting the assists on both balls, and of course Gino Vivi being on the pitch really opened up some chances. Talk about just the impact that both of them have being on the pitch.
Really, really big impact. I think we are a team that the majority of our attack comes from the wide areas, and having players like Lucas, like Dino, that they really want in the 1v1. They have really good crosses. I think it really makes our game go in a higher level, and also the people that went in, the subs into that areas too. They were able to keep the intensity high. They were able to keep attacking the line that Charlotte had, going in behind, and credits to them. I think everyone did a great job today, and happy for Gino, for Lucas Mauro, that were able to help the team, and that's how we do it. We need everyone in this team. We need everyone in the roster to be ready, and for the tournament especially too.
You had two last matches before the end of the regular season. You're on the outside looking in at the AAC tournament right now. So what do you guys think you need to take with you from this match in order to get the W in those two matches?
I think first of all, just the work ethic and the competitiveness. There was not one player in that field today from us that didn't want to compete, that didn't want to fight, and I think first and foremost, that's something we gotta always have with us. Then the soccer will come, then our principles, then the possession, then we will find all that. But I think it all starts with the spirit and with the competitiveness. If we want to compete, we want to fight, I know we can be a really, really, really dangerous team.